These are the VRS Direct Force Pro pedals. So it's a high-end product, stainless steel construction with an industrial aesthetic. Very, very adjustable. All three pedals, the pedal faces in terms of height, depth, angle are fully adjustable, and overall pedal angle is also adjustable. Now, if we look at the throttle pedal first, we have quite a unique design here. So we have a rodless spring, which doesn't quite look right to the eye, but functionally performs extremely well. Absolutely no friction whatsoever, so really nice smooth response. And we have a lot of adjustability here in terms of initial starting force, preload, and also overall force and pedal travel. So if we move on to the brake, we have similar levels of adjustability, a very high-end, heavy-duty construction. We have the blue spring on here at the moment, which tolerates a 65 kilogram maximum force. Also supplied is the optional red spring, which doubles that to 130 kilograms. These are linear springs, which is not normally how a real-life brake pedal feels. So we have this very clever mechanism on the back here, which basically turns that into a progressive, more realistic feeling, which gives you quite a decent bit of travel for low-level trail braking, and then more of a ramp up when you're really braking much harder. And we have this tie rod at the top, which is fully adjustable, along with preload, so you can really fine-tune that exact force shape to your preference. On the clutch, we have a similar level of adjustability in terms of pedal face and also the shape of the curve. So we try to emulate a clutch plate, which is stiff initially and then flattens out as the clutch gives way. So that's emulated here with a small amount of adjustability, including overall travel as well. So we're very happy with this product, and we hope you are too.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit IRacing.com.
Our time. We know what we gotta do. Stay in the fight between the walls.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day to be in victory lane.
Green flag is in the air. Driving with conviction. Side by side, hammer down. The after-checks are lit. Don't count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
He is driving his guts out. Wheel to wheels, they come to the line. Victory, this will be.
Nobody wants it more than you.
Next flag is going to end it.
Does he have enough?
A dominant performance.
You're gonna say no, baby. Let's go!
Can you believe what you are seeing? Everybody's pushing as hard as they can in one final shot.
We gotta earn this thing right here to the end.
It is all on the table.
A total 500.
Drivers, start your engines!
If you're looking to get serious in sim racing, one of the first things to do is upgrade your wheelbase and pedals. The powerful force feedback in our direct drive wheelbase makes a huge difference, and our highly adjustable precision pedals will give you the consistency you need to improve. So you'll not only get the best value for your money, but you'll also benefit from our quick, local shipping from Australia and save even more. Our transparent pricing has GST included, so there's no nasty surprises at checkout or further customs delays and charges. And if you're near Melbourne, you can simply pick up your hardware from our showroom and get a free product walkthrough from one of our VRS coaches. We offer excellent customer service after the sale, and our hardware is made of the highest quality components. To get yours today, just go to the URL on the screen or click on the button below. But hurry, stock is always limited due to high demand. So if you want to get faster, sooner, VRS is your answer.
Control, feel the thunder in my soul. Through the danger, through the pain, only one thing to do to get to victory lane. Taking risks, full send, and in the end, be the best. It's taken over, cannot contain the desire to get to victory lane. I hear the echoes of the past, the roaring ghosts that never last. But here I stand, the finish line. One last race, one last time. Through it all, get past the pain. Cutting laps, making gains. Feeling tired, get to my aim. The desire to get to victory lane. Speeding faster, no control. Feel the thunder in my soul. Through the danger, through the pain. Only one thing to do to get to victory lane. Taking risks, full send, and in the end, be the best. It's taken over, cannot contain the desire to get to victory lane.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into Infinity Broadcasting, and welcome back into the iRacing World Challenge presents the VRS Virtual Racing School Porsche Cup Series here this evening, as we're back after a week away for round 4 of season 4 out at Mobility Resort Motegi here this evening. Hamish Munro here with you, bringing all the action through sight and sound here on the Infinity Broadcasting Network. We appreciate everybody joining us here tonight, as always, and if you're joining us for the first time or you've been here for a little while, well, first of all, hop into the chat with us. Let us know where you're watching from tonight and who you're looking to support as well. And give us your thoughts on the race all throughout. And hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. We've recently hit 319 subscribers on the channel. It'll be great to hit 350 by the end of February. And you could help us taking one small step on that, on the way to that goal. By clicking that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Motegi tonight, of course, as I said, it's a wondrous circuit, one that's got fast-paced corners, medium-speed corners, and slow corners as well. Great passing opportunities, but a lot of great defensive opportunities as well across the lap. Often we'll see drivers going side by side around here in terms of multiple corners in a row, similarly to Jerez 2 weeks ago, we were last on your screen. We hope you had a great Australia Day last week as well when we were away, and we appreciate everybody coming back in once again for this week too. Let's have a quick look at our championship standings as they currently stand, and you'll notice there's been 2 changes in the standings. There's been 2 classification changes after the first 3 rounds. Ryan Mueller has taken his rightful place up in the gold class now. He's been promoted into gold and also sits pretty comfortably within the top 9 cars, not only within the overall standings but within his class as well. And then Jason Dunn has been demoted down to bronze class going forward at this stage too. So this stage it is Ryan Bettis leading the way on 803 points out of his teammate Dylan Shepherd and Daniel Harris as well. Sam Muir and Luke Page are making up the top 5 at this stage. Craig Schultz now leads the Silver Championship after Ryan Mueller's promotion. Scott Rankin, Tyler Williams, second and third in that run, with Alex Tzikis and Jolan Hansen in behind. Tim Nicol leads with a bronze class, ahead of Todd Suter and Gary Watson at this stage, with Luke Crum and Jack Anderson making up the top 5 of that running at this point in time. It's a wondrous, wondrous field, though, as we've seen all season long. The driving standards have been improving every single race as well, and going forward to Suzuka next week, that's going to be a difficult challenge as well. And you know, when we look back at round 1 and the absolute chaos that it was, ultimately it was a disappointing race in terms of driving standards. Last week at Jerez, it was a fair bit better in my opinion, and I think the week prior was not too bad as well out at Navarra. What could be in for here tonight, though, at Motegi, we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a quick look at the track map here tonight, of course. We're spending the next 2 weeks here in Japan as we head down to formerly known as Twin Ring Motegi, now Mobility Resort Motegi as well. It has been around for quite a long time, has this wonderful, wonderful place to go racing. As we zoom on in and have a quick look at this wondrous circuit, of course. Formerly, well, we can see the oval that surrounds the circuit. There's a reason why it's called the Twin Ring. It's got the road course and the oval course all built in together, and they can run separately at the exact same time. It all starts on the main straight, the main Grand Prix straight, down towards turn 1 and turn 2, the double right-handers, and then down the second straight up towards the braking zone of turn 3. So later in the race, turn 1 and 2 becomes a great passing opportunity, as does turn 3. We're then running it round turn 4 and up towards the hard braking zone of turn 5 at the other side of what is the bottle opener section of the circuit, and then running it up through a different style of circuit. The first half, or first section here, is really more heavy braking zones, tight, low to medium speed corners, just trying to get the wheel turn in and trying to get the car turned around as well. The second section's a lot more flowing. It's very similar to Suzuka, where we'll be next week, through the S's at that circuit. We'll be running it through turn 6 at a medium speed corner, into a medium speed corners of 7 and 8 as well. And often this is where we'll see drivers going side by side down towards turn 9. We then come up and around towards turn 10, and we come past the old pit circle, the old pit straight at the what is the east circuit start finish straight down here. We get down towards 10, 11, go under the bridge and up through 12 and 13 and in towards the final corner at turn 14. Pit entry tonight is going to be crucial. It's a very, very difficult pit entry tonight that drivers are going to have to be careful of. It was only opened back in 1997 in August. It's only a year older than I am. 4,800 metres or 4.8 Ks, 2.9 miles in the old language, 14 turns in a clockwise direction as well. It's one of many great Japanese racing circuits, and I think it's a little hidden gem here on the eastern side of Japan, and one that I'm excited for us to be going racing at here this evening as well. Suzuka next week, as I said, so we get that Japanese doubleheader. That is going to be a bound of fun when we go racing next time out. But we got to get through tonight first here at Twin Ring Motegi. Where else would you want to be than right here on Infinity Broadcasting for the action this evening? As we get ourselves prepared and the drivers head on out there, qualifying is about to begin. And tonight we're going racing in a rush round format. It's been raining all morning here in Motegi, so the track was a bit greasy during practice, and it's rained in between the practice and qualifying sessions. So all of a sudden, the circuit is back to being wet again, where drivers were pushing the dry tyres at the end of practice. They've now had to realise and head back into pit lane, get some wets on them, and try and build up the dry line once again. This race this evening was built to mimic a full day of racing. So from practice at sort of early-ish in the morning to qualifying at midday to the races happening every hour in the afternoon, heading out to the final race beginning at 4:30 in sim time in the afternoon. And there's rain all throughout in between the races, so there could be a scenario where the track gets dry at the end of one race and all of a sudden at the start of the next it's wet again. So it pays to pay attention to the weather settings across the board. Got a couple of chats out there with us already. Jamie Fleming in the chat with us, Joe Dyson as well, and Lee McClement is in the chat too, watching from the couch, wondering if someone got their PC parts. I did, Lee, thank you. I did get them. I'm installing them tomorrow afternoon, and my test day will be Thursday to see if they work properly. Hopefully they do, which would mean if they do work properly and the computer works all fine and dandy, we'll be back to regular running of Monday night live broadcasts of the VRS Porsche Cup Series. And we appreciate your patience with us over the last, obviously, 3 rounds, last 4 weeks, really the last month. We really appreciate your patience in regards to that too. And I look forward to having this show back on Monday nights, back in its prime time. Hopefully getting Brenton O'Brien back into the booth with me too, for us to pick apart the racing for the rest of the season into the second half. So Sam Muir, defending champion, what can he do tonight in qualifying? Well, I'm hoping we can see him really put a solid time down. We know he's been strong in the wet previously. We know obviously he's a very, very clean and tidy racer. He's in within the top 4 of the championship at this stage. Actually yet to take a race win this season is Sam. He's just got a little bit of work to do, maybe in the latter half of the season. Maybe hope for some better luck, who knows. But he's definitely playing the game of being patient and waiting for his opportunity to strike over the ever-so-dominant Ryan Bettis and OPR. With Ryan and Dylan leading the way at the top 2 positions in the championship, they're looking unstoppable at this stage, especially with a strong driver like Jake Edwards alongside them and John Trott as well. Those guys will be hoping to try and help their teammates continue to spread their wings and fly away at the top end of the standings here this season. So we really hope that can obviously play out well for those guys, but for other drivers as well, we hope that they can put in a good stint in terms of challenging them as well. Ellie Gardner, we know that she's had some great pace this season, proving herself to be the gold-class driver that she is. Angus Lawford too, I was impressed with him during practice. He showed great pace, could be on for a good result here tonight if everything goes his way. I still believe it's only a matter of time before Angus Lawford is a race winner here in the series as well. Jamie Fleming in the chat saying, is that Joel Hansen? I'm your biggest fan, sign my elb. Oh, Joel Hansen out there as well. Woo, go Porsche Cup. So great to have you out there. Too. We really, really appreciate you guys watching along with us as well, and so I appreciate the support you've given us here in the series too over the last obviously 3 weeks previously, and now into the 4th round of the season too. One thing I do know is the next season's calendar is pretty much finalised. We're waiting for a couple of things to get announced before we can announce next season's calendar. One thing I will say is, though, we're going to be returning to some fantastic tracks that we haven't been to, perhaps in a little while, and we'll also be experiencing some new ones as well. The only track that everyone should know that we're racing at is Adelaide Street Circuit, because it is now the finale race, and if they paid attention prior to this season, they would know that we're also going racing at Magny Core at some point next season as well. So you know 2 of the tracks. Can you figure out the other 8? I'll let you guys decide if you can figure it out for yourselves before we announce it in the coming weeks. Dylan Gray goes to the top of the timesheet, 203.03. These times are going to come down, though, pretty swiftly. Muir and Bird then to the top 3 at this stage. We await Wilkins down to set a lap as well. Drivers have been struggling in these conditions tonight. In practice towards the end, it was actually really, really greasy out there, which was giving them a lot of struggles in terms of grip. It's okay when it's fully wet like this. The cars have got great grip on them, and, of course, when it's fully dry. When it gets into the greasier conditions, as Mitch Curry goes to the top 201.6, when it gets into those greasier conditions, that's then when drivers can begin to struggle, because the rear end just starts to dance a little bit more, and as you're trying to get grip under brakes and figuring out where your braking marker and your braking bias should be, it's really tough to figure out the tyre compound you need as well. That's more or less a scenario where you need the intermediate tyres that they've used in Formula 1. And I do think that we do need some intermediates on iRacing. If I could have my way, we would. Harry Dodd's running it wide down there as well. He'll be hoping, obviously, for a good result here this evening. Tim Nicol as well. He wants to extend his bronze championship lead at this stage of the season. We are nearly 6 minutes now into the session already, as Gardner goes to P8, Lawford up to P7 at 203.5. No one's really getting close to that 201 of Mitch Curry, so he looks to be comfortable tonight in the wet conditions here at Motegi. And I do know that there should be another rain race coming up this season at some point. When that is, I honestly don't remember. I don't remember what it is. So it'll be at some point, I promise you. It won't be Adelaide, I know that. We planned for sunshine and rainbows at Adelaide, because we've got to try and survive Adelaide before we can go racing it in the wet. But there's definitely one still coming this season. But it's a massive second half of the season that's coming after next week. I mean, Suzuka will mark the halfway point of the season. Then we're heading out to Autodromo Jimenez Rodriguez, out to Coda as well. A Daytona Motor Circuit will end the regular season at round 8 before we get into the finals, with the semi-final round heading out to Miami Autodrome, and then the final round heading out to Adelaide Street Circuit, as I mentioned, with that brand new final format of 2 40-minute feature races at Adelaide. It's going to be our longest night of the season. I think it's going to be one that's a bound full of fun. And the semi-final round is taking on our previous finale format of 2 30-minute feature races. So there's going to be a lot on offer for us in terms of points in those final 2 rounds, but also opportunity to get some great racing on the board as well. Ellie Gardner's just been knocked out of the top 10. Alex Tzizikis has run it wide down at turn 1. He'll have to get himself reset and pre-prepared to attack it once again. Daniel Harris has yet to put a lap together here in qualifying. Really struggling at this stage is Harris in the 22. And, oh my God, has he just had a roll? I think Harris has just had a roll. That was a huge moment for Daniel Harris. Let's try and watch this back here as he's down at the end of the second straight. Gets it real loose down there. Real loose, and then watch how this thing catches the sand trap. There you see it dig in, and up she goes. A massive moment for Daniel Harris down there. And he is struggling tonight here in qualifying to put this thing together and complete himself a perfect lap in qualifying conditions. Wowee. Big moment there for Mr. Harris. As Mitch Curry now runs it wide down there and off the road as well. Shepherd up into the top 10 now. P9 for him. Jolin Hanson, I just pray it's on a drop-eligible round. Oh, how sadistic I would be, Jolin, to put the rain round at Miami. That would be quite sadistic of me. I wouldn't put it past me, though, to do that. I definitely would do that if I had thought of it. I don't believe it's Miami. Curtis Bird off the road, though, down here in the sand trap. Todd Suter as well, just struggling out there. You can see that there's just this smallest amount of spray, so there's still a little bit of grease out there. The rain is starting to fall once again, just in a couple of areas. There's a little line of rain that's currently flying over the circuit. But again, I mean, we're not scheduled to have any rain in racing conditions tonight, but there is chances of rain in between the races this evening. So the track could get wetter. I suppose the scheduling works out perfectly to avoid the showers, but I think this has only heightened the chance of a safety car up quite a fair bit. Being that, this circuit normally on a dry run, we would maybe be a 40 to 50% chance of a safety car. I think tonight with the rain, the chances have gone up to maybe 50 to 60% in terms of the chance of the safety car this evening. It really just depends where it happens because of the amount of runoff that there is at this place and how easily drivers can keep the car on the road and on the straight and narrow as well. Obviously, we've seen before when we've had wet races, i.e. at Belle Isle last season, how important a tyre choice was. We saw Ellie Gardner last season try and gamble the dries. It didn't work out at the start of one of the finale races, but it started to work out towards the end when they would get up to temperature and she would have mega grip. So, we could see someone try and gamble that again here tonight. I just don't know if there's long enough. I seriously don't know if there's long enough for you to really get a benefit out of it in terms of when the track may be beginning to dry across the evening. Gardner now up into the top 10. McLeod showing some great pace tonight for 9.5 Sim Sports. Up to P6 on the road at this stage. Jaden Wilcox saying, if I don't get put in gold, I might still have a chance at some point. Oh, well, we'll see where you end up, Jaden. It really depends how it's all going to be balanced out. Of course, Jaden Wilcox previously raced with us here in the series. He is returning next week for his first round at Suzuka. That's the claim that he's made. So he'll be in for the final 6 rounds of the season. Will he challenge for a championship? Well, that would be dependent on which class he's put into. I suppose we'll have to check some of his times and figure out if he is a silver class driver or if he's a gold class driver. I don't think he'd be a bronze class driver, mind you. As Bettis goes to the top, two dead 2:08.72. Has just passed Angus Lawford, who's previously done a 2-minute .94. So Lawford's got some great pace here in qualifying. Bettis' time, though, is going to be hard to beat in the final 4 minutes here, as we've only got a couple of moments left, and Daniel Harris still is yet to set a time in qualifying at this stage. Will he be starting from the back, or will he finally get a time done on board the 22 car? As we right on board with him and down towards turn number 1. Oh, no, actually, this is turn 10. See, this is the problem with the double main straight. You can get confused sometimes. But down towards turn 10. Treacherous section. Great for defending and overtaking as well. But you've got to be careful of the curb on the outside. Under the bridge we go. And up through the final couple of corners. There's the pit lane entry just to the right-hand side of the screen. Through turn 14 we go. There's a spotty shower down there at the final corner. So there is a little bit of rain on the main straight, keeping it nice and wet for them. So again, it's holding off some of the greasier conditions. Harris finally gets a time in at 2:01.3, but is there enough in the tank to try and push for a pole-worthy lap on board the 22 Porsche Cup 992.2 car? We'll see if he can do it. Plenty of work to be done, but it's not out of the realm for him to put this thing together into the perfect puzzle piece towards the end of the night. Gary Watson, Rick Cowling, Fitzgerald, of course, 2 bronze drivers further back in the field, looking to battle with each other here tonight as well. They've got a couple of positions between them and the next car ahead of them in Todd Suter. And then Tim Nicol. The improvement scale of Tim Nicol this season has been immense. Up and inside the top 10 at this stage. If Tim can continue on this trend, he very well may be getting promoted at the end of the season as the bronze champion up into silver class. Of course, Tim's been one of those drivers who's been here ever since season 1. It's been great to have him on the circuit with this, and of course he's alongside that factoid with, of course, Ellie Gardner and a couple of other drivers too who've been around for such a long time, as well as Simon Mazzomo too. He's another one. So there's a couple of OGs out there from season 1 who have been with us for the year. And it's been a great first year for the series, and we look forward to our second year as we head into Season 5 next season. And what more could come for us here in the Porsche Cup Series? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Jade in the chat saying, Motegi in the wet is my jam. Sad I missed it. And saying, I think I should be in bronze. I haven't touched the P Cup in a year. Maybe then we'll put you in silver class, Jade. And how about that? We'll put you in silver in between the classes. Silver's not where we put a brand new driver who hasn't raced all season. And then if they have an absolute, if they have an absolute baller of a race, maybe we think, let's put them up. If they have an absolute stinker, then we can maybe say, maybe they should be down 1 class possibly. So it'll more than likely be silver class, Jaden, that you get put into, because that's the proving ground class of where you should be. So Dylan Shepherd, what is this lap time going to be for him? It's only P13, so he is struggling here tonight. Had a horrid end to his first attempt in the Premier Endurance League GT3 Open Series on Sunday night out at Bathurst. Ended up in the wall after contact with Connor Nixon, so he might be hurting from that one, possibly for Sheppo. As Sam Muir now goes up to P3, 2-minute dead, .91. Harris has had to pull out of qualifying, not much more he can do, and that is going to end it for us. Of course, drivers get cut off at the end of qualifying this evening because it is a rush round. If you've never joined us before, well, you may have joined us before actually, but just may have forgotten or weren't paying attention what the rush round format is. So, there's 3 races this evening. First 2 races are 15 minutes long. The second race of which has a inverted top 10 continuous grid off of the results of race number 1. Race 3 this evening is a 30-minute feature with a full reverse grid, and drivers more than likely needing a pit stop to get home. If there's a safety car, well, there is an opportunity to save fuel and not need to pit. It's very tight margins, though, with such a small fuel tank on these cars. you are pushing the limits on it to try and do that. Starting grid for tonight's race, though, will be as follows. Mitch Curry will start ahead of Ryan Bettis, and Sam Muir will start ahead of Angus Lawford to make up our first 2 rows. Daniel Harris, Luke Swan ahead of Jake Edwards and Curtis Bird for the next 2 rows, with Jared McLeod and Jack Wilkins making up an all-silver class 10th or 9th and 10th position for the 5th row of the grid. Simon Mazzomo, Tim Nicol will then start ahead of Dylan Shepherd and Dylan Gray. Tim Nicol starting pole for the bronzes here tonight. John Trott, Ryan Mueller starting ahead of Todd Suter and Ellie Gardner for the top 18. Harry Dodds ahead of Tyler Williams with Alex Tzikis and Jamie Fleming for the top 22. Alex will have a teammate as of the next round, with Jason Douglas signing up for the series as part of Jet Murray Racing. So Alex will get a teammate out there with Jason signing up. Rick Cowling Fitzgerald ahead of Gary Watson for the top 24 cars, with Joel Hansen and David Uni ahead of Vinicius Coolio and Brady Stanley making up our 28 car grid this evening. It was Greg Favell and myself with Leith McClement in the race control room on Monday night. Leith was also the operator of the safety car as well. And I forgot to change the round 2 graphic to round 4, but that's my mistake. Trying to get everything done nice and quickly, but everyone's beginning to get gridded up. It is a pole position for Mitch Curry here this evening. A great effort in qualifying from him has found him at the front end of town alongside the championship leader Ryan Bettis. Sam Muir and co will start around him as well, and this is where the difficulty is going to lie off the start line. How much standing water is there between race 1 and the end of qualifying? How much rain has been produced, and how many drivers have made the mistake to grid up on dry tyres, and how many of them have gridded up on wets? That is the major question on the tip of our tongues at this stage of the evening as well. 20 people watching already. Great to have you all out there. You're just in time for race number 1 this evening in the VRS Porsche Cup Series, live from Mobility Resort Motegi. Hamish Munro here with you, bringing you all the action through sight and sound once again. Grid time's about to get finished up. Race time is about to get begun, as pressure's going to build for the second rush round of the season. We know how it went last time at Brands Hatch Circuit. How is it going to go tonight at Mobility Resort Motegi? Curry and Bettis on the front row. Muir and Lawford ahead of Harris, Swan, Edwards, Bird, McLeod and Wilkins. Who's going to get the jump towards turn 1 as we've got Porsches racing in Motegi? It's a great clean first 2 corners for them. You can see the spray coming off the cars, so it's probably more medium levels of wetness out there. We've got a couple of puddles formed down at the end of the straight and into the inside of the corners as well. So drivers will need to be prepared for those and to try and keep themselves nice and clean and tidy as best they can. There's already some moves looking to be made here. Almost 3 wide here from Simon Mazzomo. Up the inside of Dylan Gray and Curtis Bird. Can he get this job done? Right into the puddle now. Underneath the bridge for the first time. And I'll run it up through turn 6. There we see 2 wide action between them. Great bit of racing and a solid effort at this stage from them. As up to turn 7, Mazzomo has gotten the job done on that move over Curtis Bird. Mitch Curry still trying to hold on to this race lead with Bettis and Lawford in behind him and just getting into his rhythm now. Gray and Bird battling away side by side up towards turn 10 here. The braking's under turn 10. What would be the final corner on the eastern layout of this circuit. And now down the old start-finish straight they go. There you see Tim Nicol wanting to get involved. Ryan Mueller as well. The Pelicans are looking to fly together. But there's a bird in there that doesn't quite match the bunch. And then with Tim Nicol involved too, anything can happen between them. Great move for Mueller and Gray. 2-for-1 special, and now they move on. And Mueller will try and continue to push on in his first outing as a gold entry here in the series. And I tell you what, great to see Ryan out there once again. Got some great pace. I know we misclassified him at the start of the season, but this kid has seriously, improved across his time here in the sim. As Daniel Harris looks to go for it up the inside of Sam Muir. Battle of the two highest I ratings in the field. 8.5 versus 6.5 IR. That being 1,000. 8,500, 6,500. Battling each other for position. But it's great to see between them. We know that Harris obviously got a lot of pressure on his shoulders tonight, but around he goes, off the puddle, loses it on his own. Oh, and Ryan Mueller comes clobbering straight into the front of him. Ryan Mueller comes clobbering in. John Trott trying to take evasive action. That car has been into the wall. Harris has finally gotten going once again, as Bettis has now taken the race lead. Mitch Curry's off the road. Race leader into the wall at turn 7. I don't know if there was contact with Curry and with Bettis, but John Trott is parked up. That car's not moving. He's trying to get it going, and I don't think it is. I don't believe it is. So that car is off the road. Ryan Mueller's off the road as well with heavy damage. Tough conditions tonight, as Rick Cowling Fitzgerald as well is off. Down at turn 9. Another car to the wayside. Safety car has been released here this evening, folks. So for the first time, we have got the VRS safety car on the circuit here for this evening's race. So Leith McClement will try and pick up the race leader of Ryan Bettis. Daniel Harris now with another moment as he tried to enter pit lane, and that's the difficulty of that pit lane. You just can't get it pulled up. This has been a wild start to this one. Absolutely wild here this evening, as everyone has struggled here off the start. So Bettis will catch up. We'll catch up to the safety car, and we'll get ourselves re-racked and restacked once again. No wave rounds to complete, so this should be only a 1-lap safety car period just to settle the field down a little bit, to give drivers a chance to hop in pit lane, get the cars fixed, and maybe get back into things. And there you see Bettis trying to warm the tyres right now, trying to get temperature into these wet tyres. You can see just the rear end of that car, how it's reacting in front of Lawford. So he's trying to warm them up. So he's got a lot more grip over Lawford off of this restart. It's a real defensive mindset from Bettis here, trying to get that thing warmed up. How's Muir doing it? He's just trying to work the tyres at this stage. But Bettis is the one that is really trying to push this thing. Maybe try and waste some fuel as well. There you see him working it. Just trying to get him warmed up as best he possibly can. John Trott in the chat. Oh, I put on a great example of how not to avoid a crash. Yeah, John, you're not supposed to have a crash when you're avoiding a crash. I won't tell Kyle, don't worry. My heart goes out to you though, John. That's a tough one. Maybe, hopefully a better race in race 2 and race 3, but if not, hopefully a better running next time out at Suzuka when we go racing once again. But so Bettis trying to work the tyres at this stage. McLeod still leads, by the way, for the silver class tonight, so it's a great effort from him. He's got Dylan Gray P2, Wilkins in P3, not too far behind them. Tim Nicol inside of the top 10 at this point within the bronze class. Great to see from him. He's got Mitch Curry just ahead of him as well. Safety car is pulling away from the field. So from the 1-lap safety car period, we're going to get ourselves re-racked, restacked, and ready to go once again. Right here at Mobility Resort Motegi. So we'll see when Bettis goes. Now, of course, the safety car, probably a good example actually of the pit lane here and how it works. It's a very difficult one, it must be said. So safety car's in. The onus goes to Bettis for the race restart. When will he go green? Will he hold him? Will he fold him? Or will he be able to run away? Ryan Bettis. They thought he was going green, but he wasn't. There's contact in behind. Multiple cars. Tim Nicol was one of them. So was Dylan Gray and Mitch Curry as well. They weren't prepared for the slowing in the train because everyone thought the race leader was going green. A messy restart moment for some. For others, it was an opportunity to take advantage, it seems. Down towards turn 3 we go, though. Bettis leads us. Lawford and Muir, Swan and McLeod in behind as well. Edwards, Shepherd, Mazzomo, Wilkins and Bird inside of the top 10. As Zekas fights his way round 3 wide in behind though. Williams, Nicol and Suda going after it here. All of a sudden, Nicol's been pushed back into the clutches of P2 in his class tonight. Now having a battle with Suda for the race lead in the bronzes. But Suda runs it out wide, straight into the puddle, drops the spot to Jamie Fleming, but Fleming's trying to come back at him here. Can he hold on? He hasn't. He's backed out of it. Allowed Suda back into the position. And now looking to reset, recalibrate, and push on once again as Daniel Harris is on the move from the back end of town. We know this guy's ready for a send. He had plenty of them back at Brands Hatch in round 1. And he'll be hoping to try and make up bulk positions here tonight as best he can. As that's a car round. That there was David Uni and Gary Watson. They made contact down there. Uni is off the road. This is not the sort of moment you want at this stage of the race here tonight. As Watson is back on the tarmac now, pushing on once again. That was a really, really weird one, it must be said. We've still got 6 minutes to go though in race 1. With Shepherd and Mazzomo battling away for P7 glory. The massive train they've got stuck behind them at this stage. There you see them putting plenty of pressure on the OPR driver, who's got 1.5 seconds to his teammate Jake Edwards up the road from him at this stage. Joe Dyson in the chat saying Struggle City out here. Oh, for sure it is. It is Struggle City and a half. There ain't no Struggle Street. It is a whole suburb. A Shepherd just starting to build some gap now over Mazzomo. And trying to push on as best he can for position at this point of the race. Again, good points on offer tonight. Hard to get full points in a rush round because there are so many variables across the 3 races. It's the hardest race to go 300 from 300 available points for race wins. Can be done. We've not yet seen it done though. We've seen drivers come close, i.e. Matt Bowler back at Bathurst only 2 seasons ago in season 2 of the series. And ironically, it was a rush round that day that he did it, of course, at Bathurst, but it's a great effort from Bowler that day. Harry Dodds just trying to make some moves here up the order. He's just gotten past Brady Stanley as Jake Edwards off the road runs it wide down at turn 9. That's going to allow Dylan Shepherd, his teammate, past. Watch for Mazzomo, though. Edwards will try and block Mazzomo here, not to let him through. And quite possibly just try and give a little buffer up to Sheppo just ahead of him. Work together. Use the team play to your advantage. As David Uni's off the road again and he's rolled. This car has rolled over. It is on its roof down here. This has been a massive one. Once again, it's another rollover in, I think, the exact same corner that Daniel Harris did it in qualifying. Let's have a look here. See how this has happened to him. He loses the rear, catches the sand, and up she goes. Straight over on its lid like a turtle on its back. And he's shaking his tyres like a turtle shakes its leg trying to get up and over. He cannot get that thing moving. This will be a safety car. This has to be a second safety car, surely. Because that car is trapped there. Unless race control determines that that it's too late in the race. Jaden Wilcox claiming no car volume. Well, the car volume on my end is working, Jaden, in terms of on my screen seeing that it is moving and it's not unmuted. So unless it was the camera angle maybe that was doing it, I'm not sure. Hopefully there is car sounds now. Please let us know in the chat. JJ in the chat saying, where's the safety car pilot? Heard you had a ring in. We did. Unfortunately, Jordan forgot this week that he had safety car duties after a week away. It's okay. I've heard now that he's put in place many, many reminders to remind him that Monday nights are Porsche Cup night. That he needs to be out there to bring out the safety car for us. That car is still on its lid, by the way. Oh, and now Tim Nichol's gone round as well. So Tim Nicol has gone around. I believe McClement is waiting. No, Uni's been allowed to tow. It was too close to the end from race control, so Uni has been allowed to tow back to pit lane. Ryan Bettis with a 2-minute flat 0.08. So this track is getting significantly faster now. Dylan Gray in the chat with us as well. Race 2 will be a better race for me. Well, we'll have to wait and see, Dylan. Down 9 at this stage. We missed you last time out at Jerez, but great to see you back on track with us again. Car is a little beat up, but plenty of time to knock some of the bumps out of it. It's super quiet, you say. This is the regular level that I normally have the car sounds at as well. I don't normally have them too loud because it can be overpowering, especially when we go into an onboard and it's like that. So, yeah, this is normally the normal level we have them at. I'll be able to listen to it in between races just to see how it does sound and see what sort of changes we can make. So for Dylan Gray, he's doing a great effort at this stage, though, further back in the pack here. He's trying to chase down Cowling, Fitzgerald and Coolio as well. Just up ahead of him, Harry Dodds too is battling away. Of course, former teammate of Dylan Gray, now racing at Project 36. Dodds, he's trying to chase down Ellie Gardner. He's got Brady Stanley on his heels and a fast approaching Daniel Harris as well, who continues to try and pick off positions. He's currently down 9 spots here tonight, so he showed great pace in the run through in the run through qualifying. Obviously, got a great qualifying position, but that early incident has cost him bulk positions here tonight. Cost him his fast repair here in race 1. He's going to have to try and push on and see if he can somehow get this car up and inside the top 10 to get a good qualifying position for race number 2 when we have that inverted top 10. 30 seconds left on the clock. And I believe this race will come to an end right here on lap 7 because we don't have enough time to get to the Grand Prix start-finish line with 20 seconds and counting towards the end of the 15 minutes. It looks to be Ryan Bettis's to lose as Harris gets past Dodds further back, but they're actually still fighting for it back here, side by side, banging doors. Down towards turn 10, Harry Dodds holds onto the spot for now. Harris is trying to go for a switchback on him, can't quite do it. Stanley is now ahead of both of them. It's a great effort from him as the battle continues on. 15 minutes is up. Checkered flag's about to come out. And for Ryan Bettis, it's going to be another race win here this season. It'll be a championship lead extension as well. First step towards a perfect 300 tonight as he takes home the race win here in race 1. Angus Lawford in race 2, P2, sorry. Sam Muir on the podium ahead of Luke Swan. Jared McLeod wins it for the silver class in race 1. Shepherd, Edwards, Mazomo, Bird, Wilkins in P2 for the silver class here this evening. Gardner, Stanley, Dodds comes home in P3 for the silvers. Harris, Williams, Tazikas, Mueller. Todd Suter wins it for the bronze class ahead of Vinicius Coolio, with Rick Cowling Fitzgerald on the podium for the bronzes in the end. A great... Oh yeah, Doddsy saying, FYI, Dylan joined PR long after I left that team. Oh, well, Doddsy, I suppose we could say historical teammates, maybe? Yeah, we'll say historical teammates. You've both raced with the same team. How about that? How does that sound? So race 1 has come to an end, and Ryan Bettis has got himself another race win this season. A crazy start to the night. We've already had 2 car rollovers through qualifying and through the race. More car rollovers than we had all of last season. And it's happened in 2 sessions of a single race. Race 2, though, about to be on your screens for you. The starting grid of which will be as follows. Jack Wilkins ahead of Curtis Bird, Simon Mazzomo, Jake Edwards, and Dylan Shepherd ahead of Jared McLeod, Luke Swan, Sam Muir. Angus Lawford and Ryan Bettis will make up the top 10 that has been reversed. Everyone else will start how they finished in race number 1, looking to consolidate the points as best they can, including Ellie Gardner in P11, Brady Stanley, Harry Dodds, Daniel Harris, and with Tyler Williams, Alex Tazikas, Ryan Mueller, Todd Suter, Jamie Fleming, Joel Hansen for the top 20, Dylan Gray, Vinicius Coolio, Rick Cowling, Fitzgerald, Mitch Curry, Tim Nicol, Gary Watson, John Trott, David Uni at the back end of town for race number 2. It's big pressure. It's a big pressure moment for them as everyone's getting gridded up. We're just waiting for pole sitter Jack Wilkins, who is not going to start from the grid here tonight. I believe he might be starting from pit lane. So Curtis Bird takes the pole, and he'll take the race lead off the start line. But watch for Simon Mazzomo. Quick car up the front, as is Edwards as they run it through turn 1 for the first time. Can Mez lead it on the other side of turn 2? Bird is going to try and defend here as best he can as they come down the second straight up towards turn 3. Mazzomo's got the preferred inside line under brakes down here. He's got to be careful as he looks to get this job done. Can he quite squeeze him? Yes, he can. Mazzomo into the race lead, with Bird and Edwards now in behind him. There's been a little bit of contact in behind, I believe. A couple of cars have had minor off tracks down there, but they're okay at this stage. Watch for Edwards on Bird, trying to come at him. Bird trying to go to the outside of Mazzomo. Slight contact with Edwards. Watch McLeod on his inside now. They're trying to fight for this thing as best they can. Shepherd in behind them's having some blinking issues at this stage. There's contact with Stanley and Lawford. Cars are off the road. Mueller and Dodds off down there at turn 6, and Stanley's the big loser out of this thing as he's having to get this car spun back around and reset onto the circuit. Turn 9 we go now. Mazzomo leads. Edwards up the inside of Bird. Bird gets it loose on the outside. Watch for McLeod's run here up towards the podium. Can he get this job done on the outside? Going to be tough down here at 10. He's going to leave himself open for a counter-attack here from Bird if he's not careful. Shepherd's going to try and pick which way he wants to go, whether he wants to favour Bird or whether he wants to favour McLeod, and just tuck up in behind one of them, try and follow them through for position. Looks to be that McLeod's got the job done already. He's ahead of him before turning, but here comes Bird back at him again. Plenty of room given. Great to see from them. Bettis now joining his teammate Shepherd at the back end of this as well. They muscle Bird out of the way. McLeod gets through. So does Shepherd. So does Bettis. And it's the end of lap 1. And a great initial battle here for lap 1 of race 2 here this evening out at Mobility Resort Motegi. Is fantastic stuff to see once again. Fast lap of the race here for Mazzomo, 208.4. Of course, that time will come down as the race goes on. Harry Dodds trying to get past Ellie Garden here, get up to the back of his teammate Angus Lawford. No Luke Page here tonight. No Luke Page for Project 36, so it's only the duo out there as here comes Angus Lawford trying to get past Dylan Gray. Gray holds on to the position for now. Williams just ahead of them. And everyone out there is just trying to push on at this stage. It's Shepherd and McLeod. Battle for P3. Bird's into the wall. Another car off the road down there. Curtis Bird. Off the road and into the wall. As everyone is pushing on. Mitch Curry and Gary Watson. Watson's off the road. There's been contact down here with somebody. Was it maybe Jack Wilkins or Mitch Curry? Was it one of these two boys? Because both of them are close to him in terms of possible opportunity. But Gary is waiting for a tow. So we could be in for another early safety car here in race 2. It'll bunch the field back up again. And it'll force the hand of a couple of cars. And it is VRS safety car is being released from pit lane. So Leith McClement will drive out. He'll pick up Mazomo. Once again, it should only be a one-lapper because we've got no waiver rounds to do. So we can get them restacked, get them re-racked, and get them restarted fairly quickly here. Throughout race 2 and throughout just the beginning portions of it here. We are 4 minutes and 25 seconds into it. There's been a little bit of controversy thus far. I think there might have just been... Was there contact just set under the safety car? I just saw Curtis Berg go off track. What's happened down here? So everyone's slowing up for turn 1. Curtis has misjudged the braking marker. He's made contact with Nickel. And then he's ended up off the road down there. What the hell has happened there? That is very strange. A very strange moment. Mez claiming there goes his race win. How has it sent away your race win, Mez? You're still in the race lead. Or you're hoping to hold the gap back to Edwards and Shepherd and Bettis. Oh yeah, actually all three of them. All three of them are there to put some pressure on you, it seems. See how that plays out. Ellie Gardner in chat saying it shows. Harry Dodds, you send to overtake at turn 3 after the safety car was top notch. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that one. Doddsy apparently has changed up how he's been approaching racing, especially since back at Jerez. After the comments by Scott Rankin, and now he stepped up the aggression in the car. It's great to see. Dylan Gray is up 11 spots at the moment, not 21. I don't know how you're up 21 spots, Dylan, when there isn't enough cars to do that math. You're up 11. As we can see, proven by the stats on the tower, that we can see the gainers here tonight. So Tim Nicol up 8, Gray up 11 at this stage, Harris up 7 into the top 10 as well, Williams up 6, Bettis up 6 too. So it's great to see from those guys. John Trott's also up 8 positions as well, so he's had a good start to this one too. As Mez is preparing to get possibly tag teamed by OPR. He stated the name of someone who was posted on the ABC News Facebook account only last week. I'm not going to repeat the name, but all you have to do is find the memes of them getting hacked on Facebook and you'll see what happened, who it was. But cometh the moment, cometh the man. Can Mazomo survive the pressure that's going to be put on by the OPR cars in behind with Edwards, Shepherd and Bettis? He really needs McLeod and Muir here to put some pressure on them. Try and force their way past. Give some help to their teammate. We've got Harris up there as well. He's got some respect for Mez and for Muir, and he's good friends of McLeod, so maybe he's a parlayed 9.5 Sim Sports driver, who knows. Restart though is underway. Green flag once again. Out here at Mobility Resort Motegi, as Mazomo has gotten us back to green. There's some pressure here already forming from Edwards, trying to get up his inside. Forces him wide at this stage, and now they run it down the back straight towards turn 3. What sort of pressure could be applied? Fire up Jake Edwards fans. He's in the chat and he's battling for the race lead at the moment too. Dylan Shepherd gets past him though. Tries to sink past Mez here. Doors him a little bit wide. Mez is trying to fight back here, getting the elbows out. Putting the defensive acumen to risk. As they come down towards the braking zone. There you see Edwards on his outside. Bettis as well. Up towards turn 6. As Jared McLeod's just lost the rear end. And Muir, contact's made. Both of them into the wall underneath the bridge. And all of a sudden, Mez has got no backup against the OPR cars. Oh, but Jake Edwards, get fired up. Get sent off the road. He spun it down at turn 6. And he's down and off the track. Oh, Edwards will be fired up after that one. He will be fuming. Absolutely fuming will Jake Edwards. As he's been off the road down there under brakes. That's knocked him out of the top 3, given Mez the podium back. But for Shepherd and Bettis, it's back to old times. Back to previous bests. Back to the old guard of P1 and P2. We've seen the most of this season, but Shepherd's going to go for a dive on his own teammate here. Down at the last heavy braking zone of the lap. Up through the S as they come towards turn 14. We've got a little under 6 minutes to go now. And now they push on. Jake Edwards saying charity race this one was, I see. He was getting fired up. And he was paying for it. It's the Jake Edwards way. We need to see Greg Barber in these cars, Jake. Good old fan of the Porsche. See Barb's out there. See what he can do in these things. I know he's got funny socks. Surely they can make him go fast in a cup car. The Bettis and Shepherd lead the way to Mazomo P3. Harris ahead of Silver Class leader at this stage. Tyler Williams, Dylan Gray inside of the top 6, up 15 spots at this stage. Williams and Harris are both up 10. Bettis is up 9. Tim Nicol and John Trott are now up 10 positions as well. Great to see for those guys. Mueller up 7 to the back end of the top 10 at this point. Tzekis is up 5. And David Uni up 5 as well. At the back end of town. But Mueller is trying his darndest to try and push this thing. No, it's maximum, but he's locked it up! Massive lock up down at 9. Gives a little door to Gardner. Off the road in the background goes Jake Edwards once again. Well, I'd say get fired up by, but at this point, Edwards has poured about a bucket load of sand into the fire. Vinicius Coolio, the Brazilian's off the road as well down there. So I think it's gotten a bit greasy once again. Down at turn 9. As Mueller continues to battle away. Trying to get ahead. And past Gardner here. Up the inside he goes. Has he got the job done? Well, Gardner's right back on him. Massive, massive pressure. Major pressure from Ellie Gardner here. She pushes on to the main straight. And we push on once again to another lap completed. 11.5 minutes done. 3.5 minutes left on the clock. We're up to lap 6 of this race now. And everyone is pushing for sheep stations. They're racing for sheep stations. Pushing to try and get themselves fantastic points. Bettis looking to try and be 2 steps to a perfect round in a rush round format. Trying to go 300 from 300 to 9. He would become the first ever driver to win all 3 races in a single rush round. An unbelievable stat if that were to happen. Jared McLeod off the road as well. Down there. That's a real shame for him. As Todd Suter as well and Curtis Bertovan are coming together. So that both of those guys just trying to sort themselves out before the bridge. Down at turn 6. As now Tyler Williams is off the road and into the sand trap. So another car off down there. Oh, and Gardner's off too. The greasy conditions of what is the braking zone into turn 7 is starting to turn diabolical for some drivers as Williams is around again. Oh no. No, no, no. What a moment there for Tyler Williams, having a great race tonight. And is now to the back end of the field. 13 minutes into this race. This will be the white flag from Barney. 1 to go. We're going to get 7 laps into this thing once again. And for Ryan Bettis, he looks to get 150 points from the first two races of the evening. But he still needs that third win tonight to take home a Grand Slam perfect round performance as a race winner. Mazzoma with the fastest lap, 2 minute dead, 0.44. So he is right on the tail of Shepherd, and he's hanging on to him on the timing sheet as well. Mez has found some pace. He's found some confidence. And he's looking super, super comfortable. And the next time we're out here on your screens with a rush round format, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're racing out at Circuit of the Americas, a track that I know Simon Mazzomo is super, super giddy for. I expect a race win from Mazzomo on that day, being that it is one of his favourite tracks. But can he overcome the onslaught that is Ryan Bettis? Because Ryan has been unstoppable thus far this season. Leads the championship on 800 points. After this week, a drop round is included in the points on SimRacer Hub. So we will get a representation of who is currently doing the best out of their best 3 races of the season. And, of course, Bettis, well, he'll be leading. There's no one else who's done better than him, even with the drop round. Jamie Fleming now off the road down at turn 7. So again, more and more drivers are struggling in these greasy conditions down at the switchback section of turns 7 and 8. This is becoming a proper struggle for them now. Dylan Gray trying to cover from Angus Lawford on his outside. Gray's up 16 spots tonight. Lawford's up 3. As the checkered flag flies, Ryan Bettis will take home a second race win of the night. Dylan Shepherd P2, Mazzomo P3, Harris ahead of the silver class winner of race 2, Dylan Gray. Angus Lawford ahead of Luke Swan, Ryan Mueller, Harry Dodds, Alex Tzikis will make up the top 10. Tim Nicol wins it for the bronze class in race 2, with Mitch Curry separating himself and P2 in the class, Todd Suter. Jake Edwards ahead of Brady Stanley, John Trott, Curtis Bird, with Jack Wilkins, Jad McLeod as well, as Cowling Fitzgerald's gotten ahead of, I think Tyler Williams has dropped back some spots. So Cowling Fitzgerald gets P3 for the bronzes here in race number 2. Race number 3 about to come your way, but the warm-up session to contest with first. 5 minutes for the cars to settle, or drivers to settle themselves. 5 minutes for them to get themselves a refreshment, get them a snack. Whatever it may be, it's 5 minutes for you guys to sit back, relax, go get a refill, go get a snack prepared. 30-minute feature race to come your way momentarily here for round 4 of season 4 of the VRS Porsche Cup Series. We appreciate everybody being here with us thus far already. We thank you all so much once again. I want to just quickly send it over to our friends over at VRS as they talk us through a set of their fantastic pedals that they have on offer over on their website over at vrs.com. Don't go anywhere. 30-minute feature race to come your way momentarily. The rain has been out there once again in between sessions, and there's more to come before race 3, but we'll be back shortly with you after this short message from VRS at Virtual Racing School.
These are the VRS Dark Force Pro pedals. So it's a high-end product, stainless steel construction with an industrial aesthetic. Very, very adjustable. All 3 pedals, the pedal faces in terms of height, depth, angle are fully adjustable, and overall pedal angle is also adjustable. Now, if we look at the throttle pedal first, we have quite a unique design here. So we have a rodless spring, which doesn't quite look right to the eye, but functionally performs extremely well. Absolutely no friction whatsoever, so really nice smooth response. And we have a lot of adjustability here in terms of initial starting force, preload, and also overall force and pedal travel. So if we move on to the brake, we have similar levels of adjustability, a very high-end, heavy-duty construction. We have the blue spring on here at the moment, which tolerates a 65 kilogram maximum force. Also supplied is the optional red spring, which doubles that to 130 kilograms. These are linear springs, which is not normally how a real-life brake pedal feels. So we have this very clever mechanism on the back here, which basically turns that into a progressive, more realistic feeling, which gives you quite a decent bit of travel for low-level trail braking, and then more of a ramp up when you're really braking much harder. And we have this tie rod at the top, which is fully adjustable, along with preload, so you can really fine-tune that exact force shape to your preference. On the clutch, we have a similar level of adjustability in terms of pedal face and also the shape of the curve. So we try to emulate a clutch plate, which is stiff initially and then flattens out as the clutch gives way. So that's emulated here with a small amount of adjustability, including overall travel as well. So we're very happy with this product, and we hope you are too.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes until the end of the warm-up session to come. Ellie Gardner's out there trying to practice on the dry tyres. Well, second for you, Ellie. It's about to rain again in between the sessions, so the dry tyres are not going to matter at this stage, unfortunately, for you. So you're practicing on them for really no reason whatsoever, unfortunately for yourself. As I said, rest of the season looks absolutely spectacular. We get to the halfway point next week out of Suzuka Circuit for the next sprint round of the season, round 5, on the 9th of February. We'll be back to live pictures for you that Monday night as well. Then we head into Mexico City for Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the national circuit for the next feature round of the season, final feature round of the season as well. We only have 2 this season. Then we're heading out to Circuit of the Americas the round after on the 23rd of February for the final rush round of the season in round 7. Daytona Motor Circuit at the beginning of March for the final sprint round of the season in round 8 before we get into the finals format, semi-final Miami Autodrome, 2 30-minute feature races on the 9th of March, and the finale out at Adelaide Street Circuit. 2 40-minute feature races to come your way on the 16th of March. Both finals rounds are undroppable this season, so the drivers will have to get themselves a solid result in those races. There will be no packing it up and hoping a drop round is good enough for you. You're going to have to take the points as they lie in those final 2 rounds. But there's plenty of points on offer. The final round offers more points than any other round this season. There's 320 points on offer for a championship win, or a round win in terms of 2 race wins out at Adelaide. If you win both 40-minute races, you get points for 2 40-minute races, 320 points. So that's what's on offer for them when we head out to the wondrous Adelaide Street Circuit, which came into iRacing, of course, this season. There's rumours that next season St. Petersburg is coming in out of Florida into iRacing, and what I'm going to say is, I'm going to preface this now. If we get St. Petersburg is going to be on the calendar next season, because I love St. Petersburg. I think it's a fantastic street racing circuit. I've wanted it in iRacing for a long, long time, and I'm super excited if it does come into the iRacing service next season. We're into the final race of the evening, though, and we've jumped ahead to 4:30 p.m. in sim time. It's going to be a sunset affair, a twilight race to end it all out. Half an hour of racing to come your way in the feature round, or the feature race here tonight of the rush round. 30 minutes, full reverse grid, and this is how they're lining up. Gary Watson will start pole position ahead of Jamie Fleming, with Vinicius Coolio and Ellie Gardner in behind. Tyler Williams, David Yenny will start ahead of Joel Hansen and Rick Cowling Fitzgerald, with Sam Muir and Jared McLeod on the 5th row of the grid. To the 6th row, we have Jack Wilkins and Curtis Bird ahead of John Trott and Brady Stanley, with Jake Edwards and Todd Suter ahead of Mitch Curry and Tim Nicol. Alex Zekas and Harry Dodson then make up the top 20 cars, with Ryan Mueller and Luke Swan for the top 22, with Angus Lawford, Dylan Gray, Daniel Harris, Simon Bizzomo, Dylan Shepherd, and Ryan Bettis is going to go from all the way at the back of the field to the very front if he wants himself a 3rd race win of the evening. Maximum pressure moments like this, it's when you want to sink your teeth into them. Scrambles begun at Motegi for the final race of the evening, as the headlights are on, the track is wetter, and the sun is setting on tonight's event. In the beginning of our Japanese doubleheader this season, and everyone is scrambling for points. Everyone is scrambling for positions. And Fleming is trying to hang on to a race lead, but here comes Tyler Williams up the inside. Pushes onto the race lead. Overall lead now for Williams. Great to see from him. And everyone else is just trying to pile on through as best they can. There you see the scrambling from them. McLeod's been off the road back there. They're nearly 4 wide down here. There's staggered 3 wide all through the braking zone of turn 5. And now we run it up through turn 6. And we've somehow settled. We've settled into our rhythm. And lap 1 both races has been relatively clean thus far. First half of this lap 1 has been very clean thus far. It's been great to see. You see Fleming being put under pressure here from Gardner for P2. They've got Muir, Watson, Cowling, Fitzgerald in behind them as well. Everyone's trying to pile into position here. Angus Lawford is trapped amongst it. As around has gone Alex Tzikis down there. Off the road has gone Alex Tzikis. Off the exit of turn 9. He's had to reset himself. He's kept it out of the wall, which is great to see. But a lot of pressure on him as now Lawford battles away with Simon Mazzomo ahead of him. On board, down towards turn 11. We've seen it proven tonight, the pace that Lawford has had. It's been fantastic to see all throughout. He's looked super comfortable in the wet weather. He's had a couple of unlucky moments, couple of penalties. But he's looked really strong. And he wants to try and push this car forward. Try and get it into the best possible position he can. Ryan Bettis, by the way, is already up 18 positions in this race. He has sent that thing forward here tonight. In a fantastic effort already in this one. Bettis take a bow. If someone's going to take 3 wins from 3 in a rush round, it looks like it's going to be him. It genuinely does. As, oh no, Brady Stanley. Brady Stanley has had another moment back there. He is going once again though, but everyone else is battling hard. Dodsey's just gotten loose off of turn 5. He's got Harris hot on his heels now through turn 6. Got to try and keep it tidy here. There's Dodds Harris up the inside of Harry Dodds. Massive lunge, massive send down at turn 7. And now takes the position with Mueller in behind Dodds here. Dodds is trying to come back at Harris if he can. Trying to look very aggressive. As they're now on the inside of Cowling Fitzgerald. Keeping themselves tidy. It's great to see. For Dodds, it's great to see a little bit of muster about him. Really pushing that thing hard. Bettis is following him at this stage too. If Dodds can continue on this trend, he may get this car on the overall podium tonight. He very well may. It looked like as well, I heard apparently, that Gardner actually started the race on the pit limiter. Not the greatest start procedure there from Ellie, if that's the case. I recommend, Ellie, you save that one for a pit lane start next time, not a on-grid start. That's... what do I possibly know? Gary Watson is under pressure here with Daniel Harris coming past him. He's now got Ryan Bettis on his heels as well. Up the inside goes Bettis at turn 1 and gets the job done over Gary. Dodds is trying to make it a 2-for-1 special down there. And he has done the job, but Dodds has lost it. It is off the track. Dodds has lost it. It is off the road. That car is still running. I don't know why he sat there like this. The car looks like it's running still, unless he's had an in-sim problem. Maybe Dodsey can actually give us some insight into that in the chat. What's happened here, Dodsey? Because your car sounds like it's running. The car looks fine. It looks like it can still be driven. What's happened to it? Give us the insight. A massive. Oh, I was going to assume that's a massive swear. but if you'd like to give us the inside info, that'd be great. As Tyler Williams pushes on, and I've just seen as well, we have done it again. In all 3 races tonight, within the first 3 laps, the VRS safety car is called. Harry Dodds has just requested a tow. Broken left rear toe link. Okay, so the broken left rear. That's why it can't drive. Especially not in these conditions. So, for Tyler Williams, he's going to get a little bit of a lifeline now. For everyone else, it's going to be important that they start the fuel save. They've got to start the fuel save early here. We know that Harris has the capabilities to go into a one-stop scenario in a 30-minute race, but early on with the range that we've been going here tonight with safety cars, we've only had 1-lap safety cars all night. We've had no waiver rounds to do, so they haven't been extended by any laps. Is that going to be enough time for them to save fuel and get this job done in a one-stop scenario? And then not just save fuel, save time. Because behind the safety car, we're giving up a bunch of time. On average, in the 15-minute races, we were doing a 7-lap race. In a 30-minute race, that math then would tell us, well, if we got 2, we'd only be doing 14 laps. If we've got 1, we're going to be doing 15. 15 laps, 35% fuel. You can make it, but it's a heavy fuel save. He fell asleep. Wouldn't be surprised if Dodsey fell asleep, David, I'll be honest. Harry saying super pissed about it too after making up 14 spots in the back. Well, it's one of those things, Dodsey, unfortunately. That's racing. So hopefully, Suzuka will have better luck for you when we go sprint racing next time out. 20-minute race, a 20-minute heat and a 40-minute feature to come your way next week, ladies and gentlemen, with the 40-minute feature having a reverse top 10 for the continuous grid off of the results of race number 1. So plenty of opportunity for you guys to get some great racing action and a fantastic circuit in Suzuka as well. I'm excited. First time we've gone there in the IRWC, of course. The last year of IRWC, there have only been a couple of double-up circuits across the calendars, it must be said. I believe the only double-ups we've had in Porsche Cup are the Hockenheimring, which was our opener for Season 1 and Season 2. And then Belle Isle, which was our finale for Season 1, 2, and 3. And the other is Bathurst, because we had it in Season 2. We then brought it out again in Season 3 because of the Pro Series support category weekend. So at this stage, we've only had 3 tracks that we've ever doubled up on, I believe, across all of our calendars. Which I think is a great thing in terms of us keeping it not only close, but also keeping it fresh, keeping the tracks fresh, keeping the opportunity to go racing fresh. And it's not just that. Next season again, the planned calendar, the majority of the tracks next season are tracks we've never run. There are tracks we've never run. We've never run Magny-Cours. It's on the calendar next season. If St. Petersburg's released, we of course have never run it because it's only getting released next season. It's amazing that we're able to do this and go on a full world tour in 365 days. It's a fantastic feeling as a league owner that we can do that, and it's a lot of fun building a calendar as well, especially when we can get it right. Oftentimes we have gotten it wrong, but there are times we have gotten it right as well. Sun is setting on tonight's race and on tonight's event as well. 21.5 minutes or 20.5 minutes to go in this one. As lap 9 is now, or lap 5 is now underway, lap 5. And for Williams, it's time to crack on. It's time to push on. It's time to defend. You P1 on the road. If you think you can fuel save, you've got to fuel save. If you think you're not going to make it, you've got to get into pit lane. As Gary Watson has had a spin down at turn 1, 2. I don't know if he did it on his own or if someone's helped him around, but that car has had a moment down there and he's had to just reset himself and push on. He's now down to P26. Dodds the only retirement of the race thus far. As Rick Cowling Fitzgerald just getting a bit loose. Having to give up some spots off the exit of turn 3. And Dylan Gray still fighting away here with Simon Mazzomo, who just sneaks on by. What a fantastic race tonight, though. What a moment this could be for Bettis tonight, by the way. If he can pull off the third race win, he is the first ever driver to leave a rush round with full points on offer. He would be the first one to take home 300 points from a rush round. This would be a very historic moment for Ryan. He would be the first ever Triple Crown rush round winner. The only way he could have done this better was if he had pole position as well. It would be a grand slam for him here tonight out at Mobility Resort Motegi if he were to have made that happen across the race here this evening. For Bettiso, P5, Jake Edwards in behind him, his teammate Sam Muir just ahead as well, with Daniel Harris now up onto the podium, chasing down Ellie Gardner here. We're right on board with Daniel. Of course, Motorsport Australia finalist last year for the Vic State Series in the BMW M2 car. Managed to get himself into the final four. Unfortunately, did not win the tournament for himself, but did get up there in terms of success rate when they were racing at Bathurst in that event. And this season, well, he's still yet to win a VRS Porsche Cup Series championship. He's attempted it technically 2 times prior to now, Season 1 and Season 2. Did not make an attempt in Season 3 as he dives down the inside of Ellie Gardner. Gets that move made. And at turn 5, he's never won the title here in the IRWC as Daniel Harris. Has all the ability to, though. And currently, with 3 seasons under our belt, we have got 2 different champions. Simon Mazzomo, won out in Season 1. He went on to win the title in the Dying Embers in the final round of the season out at Belle Isle. And then 2 seasons in a row, Sam Muir won the championship. He arguably had already won it by the time we got to Imola in round 9, but it was official in round 10 at Belle Isle last season, and he did win it in Belle Isle the season prior in Season 2. Sam is currently looking for a Triple Crown championship win. He looks to go back to back to back in a 3P. But with how fast the other drivers have been this season, namely Bettis and Shepherd, Muir has got work to be done. Same against Harris as well. There's plenty of work to be done for Sam Muir as he prepares to try and get a 3-peat of a championship here in the IRWC Porsche Cup Series. Mueller now fighting away with Jake Edwards ahead of him. Gardner's out tucked in behind him. So Gardner's dropped a couple of spots here. We're right on board with it. Curtis Bird in behind. Simon Mazzomo as well. Let's sit with Ellie for the next portion of this lap as Bird's just lost it on his own. So Bird's gone round. Ellie will push on. And Curtis Bird is now dropping positions in this race. We're going to sit with Ellie Gardner for the rest of this lap. We'll check in at the commencement of lap 8 here at a Mobility Resort Motegi. Let's see how the newest gold driver from last season up to this season, how she goes against the newest gold driver in her class, Ryan Mueller, ahead of her. Ending out lap 7 onto lap 8 now. John Trott has gone around up on the main straight here on the eastern start-finish straight of the circuit. Great lap there from Ellie Gardner. Really improved over the last few seasons as Ellie, and after a struggle season last season, dealing with a lot of life things and moving house and what have you, getting the promotion up to gold class this season, being brought into the admin team as well. Ellie has done a top job to give her ideas, her thoughts, and support to the drivers as well out there too. So it's great to see Ellie doing so well on the road here this evening. Dylan Shepherd as well, P10 now. Done the fast up the race, 2 minute dead, 0.76. He's up 19 positions in this race, but the biggest gainer thus far is Ryan Bettis. He's up 27. Daniel Harris is up 25. And they are getting held up by Tyler Williams here in the battle for P1. This battle is commencing. We're at just past the halfway point of this one. Now, if you're Harris and you're Bettis, although Harris is just locked up down there at turn 7. If you're Harris and Bettis, surely you're just going to start fuel saving now. If Williams is holding you up and he's pushing on, start the fuel save. Keep the fuel cell full of fuel as much as you can. Try and limit if you need to take a pit stop, because that's always a factor in the 30-minute races, especially when we are getting safety cars within them as well. Watch for Bettis now. He's on the outside of Harris, and he's just snipped ahead into position, trying to get past the 22. Side by side, they come on the brakes. They can literally handshake each other that close, as Harris is still running side by side with Bettis here up towards the final few corners. Ryan Bettis sends it on the inside, takes the position before turn 14, and now we'll look to have a crack at Tyler Williams when he chases him down. Fight for the lead is on. Make a name for yourself, Tyler. Can you win this race, or are you going to get chewed up ever so quickly by the OPR shark that is Ryan Bettis up there? 23 watching with us here tonight. We've still got 12 and a half minutes to go, just about in race 3. Get into the chat with us this evening. Let us know who you want us to keep an eye on. Let us know your thoughts of the racing as well this evening. I think it's been fairly good, especially for a rush round, and especially in wet conditions. This could have been a hell of a lot more chaotic than what it has been in previous times we've had rush rounds. And I've actually really enjoyed the racing tonight out at Motegi. I think this is a track that we'll definitely be coming back to. I think it did actually suit the format as well, which was great to see. But yeah, no, I think it's given us some fantastic racing. I look forward to when we can come back to Mobility Resort Motegi again in the near future as well. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. And again, as I reiterate what I said at the start of the stream this evening, if you're joining us for the first time or you've been here for a little while, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. It's been a massive pleasure to call the action with you thus far. I look forward to calling more action for the rest of the season when we're back to live broadcasts Monday night with the next round of the series out at Suzuka Circuit for round 5 to mark the halfway point of the season and to end out our little doubleheader right here in Japan. John Trott in the chat. I hope everyone is ready to see that the track was not ready for dries. I think John has just has been in and he's taken dry tyres just to see if they're ready for it. And we'll give John his moment in the sun here just to see if it is ready for dry tyres or not. Oh, she's looking a bit loose, John. We'll see if we can get the temperatures into them or not. Bettis is still putting pressure on Williams at the top end of down. And the battle for the race lead continues with 10.5 minutes to go until the end of this race. As Jared McLeod has just gone round at the final corner. He backs it back, tries to get it going again. It's another position for Dylan Gray now. We have had a couple of pit stoppers tonight, by the way. Tim Nicol came in on lap 3. Fleming in on lap 2. Callie Fitzgerald's been in. Of course, John Trott's been in. Dodds has been in as well, but he is out of the race tonight. John Trott is still nursing those dry tyres. So we'll see if they're going to suit the circuit just yet or not. I think it takes a lap or two. It quite possibly does, John. Maybe it's once they're up to temp, they overheat, and then it's bye-bye. I don't know. Time is ticking away, though, towards the end of this race here this evening. It's been fantastic along the way. Been a fantastic race, but Williams has made a big mistake in a 7. Massive lock-up. Here comes Bettis trying to get past him, but Williams is going to try and muscle him out here. In a battle for the race lead, it's silver versus gold. Can Williams come out the other side? Still ahead of Bettis after a massive mistake at turn 7. He cools the tyres through the grass and the puddle. This might help him down here at turn 10. Under brakes he comes. Tyler Williams is going to hang on to the race lead. Bettis will tuck back in, try and save a bit more fuel. But come on, son, try and defend it for your life because Tyler Williams wants this race win. And he wants to try and take it, fighting or nothing here tonight. Can he make it to the end, though, on his fuel? Has he got enough in the tank of this thing? With a one-lap safety car, as I said, it's a massive fuel save. He hasn't looked like he's fuel saving tonight. He looks like he's been pushing at a pure maximum, and the cars behind him are cruising, just sticking to him like glue at this stage of the night. Muir tucks to the inside of the road, trying to get a little bit more, or trying to get the temps down on the tyres, as do a couple of other drivers. They find some more water on the circuit. For Williams, what more can be done? Gray now into pit lane to fix up that car and push it on to the end of this race. So he's realised there's no fuel save for him here tonight. The race leader has not made that realisation just yet, though. As Williams pushes on, Hansen and Uni into pit lane now as well. So a couple more cars into pit road. The teammates working together to get the cars set up for themselves. For Williams and Bettis, they push on at the front end. As John Trott has gone off the road again. Off the road again is John Trott. What has happened to him? He was on dry tyres, as we said. He's just lost the rear down there. And he's gone off right near that escape road. He's previously been off there during the race before. That car's not going anywhere. I don't think it'll be a safety car because he is right near the tow road. And because we're relatively close to the end of this race, if we got a safety car, it would guarantee them getting to the end with the fuel save. But this battle is still on. It is on for young and old. Bettis is pressuring Williams to the fullest amount right now. He wants the third win of the night. He wants to go perfect in a rush round. Etch his name in history as the only one to ever do it. As Bettis lines him up on the inside. Can he get the job done on Williams? Or can Williams try and fork him out of it? He's still got the inside of the next corner. Bettis has got the job done. But Williams is still going to come back at him here. Can he get the run through turn 14? Williams is pushing him here. Williams is pushing this car to try and get back into the race lead. And right now, Daniel Harris has got the best seat in the house for this battle. They're still going at it through turn 1. Williams has come back at him, taken back the lead through turn 2, and he's somehow holding on to it. Somehow clutching to hang on for his life up in the race lead, but Bettis is trying to go for the dive down. Couldn't quite get it. Williams, he kind of moved over on the brakes then a little bit, but he blocked the path. He blocked the path for Bettis. And now they push on and continue this battle. This is great racing. Fantastic, fantastic racing between Williams and Bettis up here for a race lead. Super tight, super close. Two drivers from different classes fighting for an overall race win here at Motegi. It is great to see. But the asterisk still remains. Do any of these guys need a pit stop? Have they saved the fuel to get these cars home? Or are they clutching at straws at this stage? And do they need to come down pit road and allow the pit crews to maybe dictate if they're going to make the end of this race? If they keep pushing, this could be a massive gamble. It could be a gamble if they keep pushing. Outside line now for Bettis. Williams continues to cover the inside down towards turn 11 as Jamie Fleming's gone off the road. Williams continuing to hold on to this race lead. It is unbelievable. Dry line is beginning to form down there. I don't know if it's dry enough just yet for the dry tyre. But for Williams, he is able just to push this thing on now with 4.5 minutes to go. 4.5 minutes, probably 3 laps of Mobility Resort Motegi at this point. 3 laps to run to the end. This is insane stuff. It was well paid, yeah. Price of admission, the wait was well paid. This battle is off. It is great to see. Huge respect to Ryan Bettis for giving so much room. And respect to Williams as well for hanging on to this thing. Even through locking it up, ending up off the road, he's held on to the race lead thus far. It's been great to see for Tyler Williams. It's a breakout moment for him here tonight. But if he doesn't come in on this lap, will he come in with 1 to go? Because I think he's going to need to. By the way this car's been sounding, it hasn't sounded like he has been fuel saving at all. So has he got the fuel to get there, or is Bettis going to have it handed to him? This is crazy, crazy stuff. The weather's turned it on for us tonight. Massive spanner in the works. It's another successful race with variable weather. And it calls for us to have it again at some stage. Down through turn 11 they come. 2 laps to run here tonight at Mobility Resort Motegi. Can Williams make it? Can he make it on fuel? Can Bettis make it on fuel? Can Harris make it? Oh, it has it a guess that Harris can make it at this stage, as Lawford and Mitch Curry are now into pit lane, so those guys couldn't make it through. And these guys are committing to another lap in this car. They're going to have to do one more after this. They were not over the line before under 2 minutes to go. So they're going to have to do one more lap after this. We're going to get 15 out of it. Again, a little bit of moving under brakes there for Williams, but no contact made, no harm, no foul. They continue to push on. And for Bettis, it's the waiting game. I think Bettis is saving fuel. I think Williams is pushing so hard right now, he's going to risk running out. Oh, a little slide there for Williams. And for Bettis, he's right on him through turn 6. Look at the pressure being applied by the 113. Up through turn 7. In through turn 8. This switchback section. Continuing to push on now. Little bump there from Bettis onto Williams. He needs to come in. I think he needs to come in, and it's going to have to be this lap, so I think the battle's for null and void. I don't think he realises that Bettis would have been fuel saving. Oh my God, through turn 10. Williams is out of fuel. Williams is out of fuel. It's over. The dream is gone. The heartbreak. The dream has been crushed for Tyler Williams, who has just run out of fuel out of turn 10. Didn't even make it back to the pit lane. And I don't think he will. Into pits though goes Jake Edwards. So Jake Edwards is not going to make it either. Neither's Dylan Shepherd. So both of those guys having to come in now. Williams has had to park up. He's still going, but he's not going to make it up the hill. He's going to have to tow back. Williams is going to have to tow back to pit lane. He is out of fuel in this race in what was a fantastic battle that has ended in heartbreak for Williams because he didn't manage to save fuel to get the car home. What it's led to, though, what it has led to, if Ryan Bettis can survive the next half a lap, what it has led to is a history-making night. A night where Ryan Bettis will etch his name into the annals of IRWC lore and IRWC history. He will become the first and only driver to have ever won all 3 races in a single rush round. It's never been done. The closest we've gotten is Matt Bowler at Bathurst in Season 2. For Bettis, this is a breakout moment and one that is solidifying him as the championship favourite here in Season 4. He hasn't taken home the Grand Slam because he didn't get pole tonight, but he is only 4 corners away from becoming the first Triple Crown rush round winner in the history of the IRWC and the VRS Porsche Cup Series. In the last possible overtaking spot for Harris, who's not close enough with his fuel save at this stage, as they come around the final few corners. Take a bow, Ryan Bettis. Take a bow, OPR. Into the history books you go. Onto the wall you go as well, as the first Triple Crown rush round winner. 300 points. Perfect for Ryan Bettis in Motegi. Harris comes home P2. Muir comes home in P3. Mazzomo, Gardner will make up the top 5. There's contact with Nickel and Lawford on the final corner, though. There's been contact down there with Nickel and Lawford. I think Nickel's trying to redress. But that's given Shepherd a position. And Nickel has finished behind Lawford. Mueller comes home in P9. Wilkins in P10. With Curtis, and will win the silver class in tonight as well. Nickel will win the bronze class in race 3. Bird ahead of now Alex Tzekis, I think. No, Todd Suter still got home ahead of him. Todd Suter ahead of Tzekis. Stanley, Gray, Fleming, Swan. Oh no, Luke Swan. Luke Swan's run out of fuel. Luke Swan has run out of fuel and he's not made the start-finish line. Luke Swan has run out and he's going to finish a lap down. He's going to go to the end of the lead lap because he has run out of fuel. He can't get across the line under his own power. Oh, wait a minute here. Jake Edwards, well, doing the sportsmanship thing, pulling a Lightning McQueen to the king, reversing back and pushing Luke Swan across the line. So he does come home. He comes home in P21, but he will get a penalty for not finishing the race under his own power. So Swanee will finish in P25 tonight, but that's very, very nice of Jake Edwards. Joel Hansen, Vinicius Coolio, and David Uni at the back end of the field here tonight as well. Great race. What a finish. What a fantastic event. Everyone made a certain surefire attempt at success and glory here tonight, and it was fantastic to see once again. Commiserations to Tyler Williams. That was a groundbreaking performance for yourself, sir. Well done in that event. Fantastic to see. To give you the rundown of all the race results here this evening, well, race 1 finished out like this. It was Harry... Oh, let's go back to the start of the results, Hamish. That way we're good. Ryan Bettis takes home the race win in race 1 ahead of Angus Lawford and Sam Muir, with Luke Swan, Jared McLeod. With Jared McLeod winning it for the silver class in race 1. Todd Suter winning it in race 1 as well for the bronze class in the end there. To race 2 we then went. It was Bettis taking his second win of the night. Dylan Gray won it for the silver class in that one. Tim Nickel winning it for the bronze class. Suter was in P2 though for the bronze class in that one. And then to the feature race this evening, it was Bettis winning it to Harris and Muir. 3 from 3 from Bettis tonight. Nickel P1 for the bronze class. Wilkins P1 for the silver class in that race. But that will bring an end to it here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate everybody's time, as always, for joining us here on Infinity Broadcasting with the iRacing World Challenge and the VRS Porsche Cup Series. Next up on your docket this week, Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, we go racing with the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans action for Season 26, Round 6 for Split 2 action out at Silverstone Historic Circuit. It's going to be a bounding of fun. Myself and Brett Fisher in the booth for that one. Then we head to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the end of the in-season tournament of the High Side Motorsports Season 1 for Round 9. Later that night, the return of a live broadcast of the IRWC VRS Porsche Cup Series right here on Infinity Broadcasting, Monday night, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, when we go racing out at Suzuka Circuit. It's going to be a wonderful night to bring you the live broadcast once again and to take us to Suzuka for the first time. Appreciations to everyone out there for watching with us here tonight. A big thank you as well to our series sponsors, VRS Virtual Racing School, Infinity Broadcasting. You can help support us by hitting the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well. We'd love to get to 350 subscribers by the end of February. You guys can help us take a small step there by clicking that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. SPP Graphics as well. Shoot them a message over on Facebook. They're linked directly in the description below. That you guys look in as sexy as possible before you cover up your bike in dirt or end up in an embankment. And then Black Art Designs too. You can send me a message, Hamish Munro, on Discord, and we'll get you sorted with a sexy livery in iRacing before you inevitably put it into a barrier or get it back in pit lane. But this has been the VRS Porsche Cup Series, brought to you by the IRWC for Season 4, Round 4 this evening. A mobility result, Motegi. We'll see you guys next time at Suzuka Circuit. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Control, feel the thunder in my soul, through the danger, through the pain, only one thing to do to get to victory lane, taking risks, full send, and in the end, be the best, it's taken over, cannot contain, the desire to get to victory lane. I hear the echoes of the past, the roaring ghosts that never last. But here I stand, the finish line. One last race, one last time. Through it all, get past the pain. Cutting laps, making gains. Feeling tired, get to my aim. The desire to get to victory lane. Speeding faster, no control. Feel the thunder in my